right. So we are going to be looking at karyotypes and DNA fingerprinting. As we've already discussed, karyotypes are just a picture of someone's chromosome. And everything should be in pairs. If there's more than 2 or fewer than 2 chromosomes present, then that is a chromosomal mutation and abnormality. That's what we use karyotypes to find. We're using this karyotype up here to answer these 6 questions. What is the sex of the individual above? So to find that out, we look at the sex chromosomes, which are the last ones that are listed here after chromosome 22, and they're going to be letters instead of numbers. This individual is XY. XY equals male. This person is a male. My pen is not wanting to write. What syndrome is this person suffering from? So I can look at each of their chromosome pairs and see that everything is fine. Everything's paired up as it should be until we get to the 21st chromosome. Then this individual has 3 copies of the 21st chromosome. This is one of those that you will have to memorize because it comes up so frequently. We call this trisomy 21 for 3 chromosomes at the 21st pair. And it's also known as Down syndrome. What would a person of another sex have for chromosomes? So you have XY and XX. Those are the most common combinations of sex chromosomes. XY is male and XX is female. How many chromosomes does a human being typically have? Well, you have 23 pairs of chromosomes, so 23 times 2 is 46. And how many chromosomes does a somatic cell have? That's a body cell. That would be 46 chromosomes. The only cells that don't have 46 chromosomes are gametes, which are sex cells, eggs or sperm, and those have 23 chromosomes. Because egg and sperm combine to create a zygote. It's a little baby, and that will create a zygote with 46 chromosomes. Down at the bottom, we have DNA fingerprinting, which we also looked at in class. And the 2 most common reasons that DNA fingerprinting is performed: first, to match DNA left behind at a crime scene to a suspect, and second, to settle paternity suits. So in example 1, question 7, the police found DNA at the crime scene. Which suspect's DNA was found? I like to draw lines across and see where everything overlaps. And as I'm doing this, you can see that there is one individual whose pattern of bands is an exact match to the bands of the person left at the crime scene. So this suspect 2 and the DNA found at the crime scene, that DNA belongs to the same person. So which suspect's DNA was found? Suspect 2. The next 2 questions are paternity questions. Diagram 2, the mom is unsure of exactly who is the baby's daddy. 3 different men submitted a DNA sample. using the mother and the child's DNA together, who is the father? Okay. So basically, just like with all of your other traits, you inherit everything from mom and from dad. Whatever you don't get from mom, you have to get from dad. So this baby's pattern is a combination of mom and dad's pattern of bands. We can find all the matches of bands that the baby got from mom, and that's what I'm doing right now. We're going to draw a little line connecting those. So these bands, I know where those bands were inherited from. I know where this person got that pattern from. I'm going to use a different color so you can see the difference. When we try and match up the bands that remain in the offspring's pattern to the bands that it inherited from father. So whatever it didn't get from mom, it had to get from dad. I like to do this, draw a circle around and see what falls inside. So male 2's band matches here. Another match to male 2. Another match to male 2. This one matches to male 1 and male 2. But we have our answer. Male 2 has to be the father because he was able to contribute every single band to the offspring that mom could not. So congratulations, male number 2. You are the father. As we discussed earlier, you can probably, by looking at the bands, figure out that there is some sort of familial relationship between male 2 and male 3, since they share so many bands in common. Could be anything that has a really close relationship. That would be 2 most likely possibilities are father, son, or 2 brothers. And with the last sample, based on diagram 3, using the mother and the child's DNA together, who is the father? We're going through the same process. So I eliminate anything that the baby got from mom. And we're just going to look for the bands that it did not inherit from mom. I'm going to change colors again. And that's just for the purpose of you being able to see what I'm writing. Okay, I got my pen. So let's make our circles and see who falls inside. Male number 1. Male number 1 again. We probably already know the answer. Congratulations, male number 1. You are the father. Ta-da! We get male number 1. And that is the assignment you had on karyotyping and DNA fingerprinting.